Hey everyone who's joining me live or welcoming the watching the recording. My name is Zilia and I'm about to write a blog post live. As always, if you're new to this, I just want to give a quick explanation. I just share my screen, write a blog post, and every so often I take a little break to answer some questions. My thought is that this can be a cute little writing cafe where we're all kind of working on the same ideas together or just having a fun time writing at the same time. And also to try to give back a little bit because I love answering questions. People go ahead and jump. It wouldn't be a stream if I didn't immediately have internet issues. So thank you for bearing with the first of those, and hopefully there won't be any more. Let's go ahead and share my screen with you all so you can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, so just my Medium homepage. I haven't actually decided today if I want to do like something I've already written or like a draft I already have, or if I want to come up with something new. So I'll just go through. I don't know which one of these is speaking to me right now. I'll do it. You know what? I have not done a cat article in years. So, well, it hasn't been years. It's been like a couple of months. But yeah, this will be a fun one. Let's go ahead and just start with this one. Okay, so what's my purpose in writing this article? To help cat owners have a better relationship with cats. This is a lot of this. I just want to be clear. Like, I'm just writing to get stuff out. I assume when I go through my edits, I'll probably give like half of this the chop because it's not very good. I'm just kind of like getting my thoughts out, moving along with my cat story. Helped along by pop culture. It's cool to hate on cats. I'm also gonna have to figure out my microphone. I got this like very jazzy, I don't know if you can see my fancy microphone here, but it does come with a whole mess of cables, and I'm like, God, I ignored them. but that was a flaw. So now I'm trying to unignore them and figure out how to make this better, because right now it's very clunky and I keep dragging this like clip here. Let's see, maybe I can like attach the, all right, I'm gonna mute myself while I do this so you're not getting all this feedback. One of the greatest mysteries in my life, or anyone's life, is how cables come to be so knotted. Like, I didn't intentionally do this. I just ignored it and this happened. So we're getting to the bottom of it. All right, I know you guys are here to watch me write, not to watch me untangle my microphone cable, so I will carry on right now. Where were we? X theories that are harming your relationship with cats. Are, yeah, 5 common cat misconceptions that are actively harming them and your relationship with your cat. Let's get a little bit more active in this voice. Let's debunk 5 common cat misconceptions that are actually harming them and your relationship with your cats. And your relationship with them. All right. Like I said, there's a lot of fluff in here. This is not the final draft. This is going to get whipped into shape. So these are my fun tips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when I write a listicle, which is often, I'm not better than a listicle. I'm not above a listicle. And I think listicles are great. I try to start with something unexpected. So if you put yourself in the reader's mind and they're like, oh, a cool article about cats. I want this to teach me something I don't know. And they scroll down and they see the declawed thing. If you're a cat owner, you probably already know and care deeply about this, like me. So you might be like, oh, well, it's just going to be stuff I already know. So what I do instead is I put weird, slightly less well-known ones at the top. I try to keep my sort of standard, oh my God, what is happening? I cannot wait to live in my own house. My standard, oh my God, okay. I think it's done now. I don't know if y'all can hear this. I hope you cannot for your sake because it's very loud. Okay, but yeah, interesting, weird, quirky ones at the top, weaker, boring, more well-known ones in the middle, and then you want to finish with an absolute The reason is because ultimately, even if you don't have a call to action at the bottom of your post, you want people to finish it and be like, wow, that was very cool, very interesting. I want to do something. I want to share this with people. I want to leave a comment. I want to engage with this content further. That's what you want at the bottom of your post. So that's why you should always, always, always start with something weird and end with the most powerful one. So yeah, I'm going to go with this one because I think that's my most emotionally motivational one. All right, let's go. Number 1, whisker fatigue food bowl. Nobody's going to know what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to come up with a better title for that. Okay. Now, this is where it's going to come in handy. I reckon I can find cat bowl meme empty. Yeah, this is what I love. Copy link. I wonder if I can embed this. Let's find out. Boom. I want to make this smaller, but all right, we can't make it smaller. It's just going to have to be that. Share. All right, copy link. Credit to Pinterest. Oop, link. Okay. I really wish this was a smaller picture. It's not. What are cat whiskers used for? Cat whisker purpose. Giving them a whole new sense. Unfortunately for them, this means instruments of detection. Information. Unfortunately for them, this means, what does this mean? I mean, it means that it gives them sensory fatigue. Getting out of a bowl and my fingers are on fire. I don't know if you guys can hear all my clackety clacking for their delicate senses. Even they eat what they can, the middle, and leave what is. Eat. This myth has fueled many a meme, but can cause harm to cats because it makes you believe your cat is duplicitous. They're not. They just have delicate whiskers. All right. I've got my intro. Well, I have an intro that I'm going to work on. I've got my first section. I will start to answer some questions. So let's see what we got here. I was wondering, can I push as many of my articles through to publications as I want? I don't want them to get bored of me. Yeah, Melanie, great question. Publications and you want the same thing, right? They want really good articles to reach the eyes of readers who care about them. Both you and publications, that's your end goal for most writers. That means that if you continue to give them high quality stuff, they won't get bored of you. They're going to be like, yes, keep giving me this amazing quality stuff. I love it. A well-written article is actually kind of rare. Like there's a lot of random stuff on Medium, and a lot of publications have to wade through a lot of bad writing. So if they find a writer they like who keeps giving them good stuff, they will not get bored of you. I actually recommend branching out of different publications though, because every publication has a really strong, really engaged audience. And sometimes you want to reach a wider audience, a different audience, just some new eyeballs on your work to get new fans that way. So I recommend diversifying, but more for your sake. The publication, if you're giving them good stuff, they're not going to turn you away. Let's see, another one. Can you suggest any other platform which are as good as Medium for bloggers? Should you start your own blog website? I honestly don't think there's anything better than Medium out there. There's no other place where you get paid to write. I mean, there's Newsbreak, but many people don't even pass their application to become creators. Medium, there's no wall there. Yeah, nothing's coming to mind. I've tried a couple of different ones. Medium's the best one. I'm curious to know how Medium monetizes the articles. Yeah, so if a paying Medium member reads your work, you get a portion of their Medium membership fee. So I pay $5. I read 5 articles. Each article per month gets $1, one of my dollars, or 20% of whatever proportion Medium allocates to writers. The interesting thing about external readers is that you also get retroactive credit. So let's say I'm not a Medium member and I read one of your stories and I'm like, damn, that's so good. And then I read another one and then I try to read a third and I can't because I've been paywalled. And I'm like, you know what? Denizen wrote such amazing stuff. I know I can't find that anywhere else. I am going to sign up to Medium. And if they do that within 30 days of reading your article, you get back allocated a portion of that membership fee. Like, how amazing is that? So if you convert readers for them, then they will reward you. This means that in the short term, internal views are better. But in the long term, if you're writing good stuff that's going to help convert people, external is going to be better because you're going to get a bigger chunk because they're not going to be reading as much that first month. You will be one of the primary sources of that income. So hope that answers your question. Going to crack on with my writing. I don't even know. I wrote this back. I don't even know what I was talking about here. I'm on my standing desk. My legs are getting kind of stiff, so I'm just going to do some little plies. All right. spell tracked? I hope so. I'm actually sweltering up here, so I'm going to take my mic off. Bear with me and take off my jumper because it's super hot in this office. Oh. This is the benefit of living in Georgia, is you get the odd day that it's like just spectacularly beautiful outside. We've got one of those days today. A lot of what we would consider bad or rude behavior is cats in pain. Nick. Internet prefers to believe that cats just have a bad attitude, but they're just creatures like us. Sometimes okay. That's section 2. On to the questions. It looks like actually it's other people answering other people's questions. So I'm glad to foster that kind of community in my YouTube live. So thank you. Back to the number 3. What's another word for myth? Synonym for myth. I can type. Fallacy. The phallus. The myth that cats need to go outside. Okay. It's not common knowledge that cats have a three-dimensional view of territory. Their territory, there we go. I don't even know where I'm going to put this. I haven't written about my cats in so long. I know Medium has their own publication called Tenderly. That's probably where I'll try for this one. And if they turn me down, I do love Creatures, the publication. It's a very good publication for animals and animal lovers. Cut trees and spending more time with them and a diversity of toys. All right, myth. I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of falling into a template here. So I've got like the problem, the reason, the solution, and the explanation. So I've got the problem, the reason, the solution, and then the explanation here. And I feel like I'm pretty consistent for my 3 bullet points so far. Me included until recently. All right, number 4. The false idea that cats don't love you. This is a myth perpetrated. All right, let's try again. What did I say? Problem? I already forgot what I said. All right, in the meantime, I'll do some questions. Is there any way to see your newly published story is awaiting distribution for review now, or has the Medium update done away with that? Yes, Isabella, they have done away with that. It's very frustrating. I have actually looked in the source code to see if there was like any random tag in there or like some bit of code that said awaiting distribution review or not, but I couldn't find anything. So maybe a more experienced web developer might be able to look at the source code and tell you, but not from what I could see. So if you're a new writer, especially, be prepared to wait up to 2 weeks, living in hope that you've been distributed. If not, if you're an experienced writer or like you've written on Medium a lot, I'd expect an answer a little sooner than that, like a week. Yeah, it's tough and it sucks. Sorry not to be able to help more with that one. I've decided to write articles about topics that are more convenient to people for 2 months, and then, after having my fan base, to write about fiction tales. What do you think about this tactic? Yeah, Vasco, I actually, I am planning to use this tactic myself when I write my first fiction book. I'm kind of already writing my first fiction book. But yeah, so the issue here is that Medium has a very solid distribution algorithm where if somebody follows you because they like your cat stuff and then tomorrow you write about psychology stuff, it's not going to show many of your followers psychology stuff unless they've already proven that they like psychology stuff. So if you gather a bunch of followers who only follow you because they like your cat stuff, there's no guarantee that they will see your content when you change in distribution style. So what I would recommend doing if you're going to do this is you want to have a method of distribution that you control. So I would perhaps put all of your stories in a publication that you own, because that way people will follow that publication, and then when you pivot to a different type of content, you still control that relationship. You're not waiting on another publication, you're not waiting on Medium's algorithm, you're not hoping that a random second subset of people will find your stuff. That's the problem with this, is that you have to be really careful about how you control your relationship to that audience, because Medium is so topic driven rather than follower driven when it recommends new stories to people. Do I always follow the structure of the problem, the reason, the solution, the explanation? I don't know. I probably do it subconsciously. Thank you, by the way, because I had forgotten what I just said, Melanie. So I don't know. It's the problem, the reason, the solution, the explanation. I'm sure I follow a different template sometimes. I just find I naturally write like that without meaning to, so I probably do it quite often. Okay, back to writing. All right, how to tell if a cat loves you. I love Pet Plan. I used to use them as insurance when I lived in the UK. right, we've got 4 tips. Let's draft out a conclusion here. All right, hang on. What are we gonna write here? Cats are one of the most misunderstood animals, not through their own fault, but because they don't act in ways we know how to interpret. This has real ramifications. Thinking declawing them for destructive behaviors when less harmful options are possible and destructive behaviors. Denying them food if their food bowls still have kibble, even though it's painful for them to finish, or even just questioning if they love us. Myths only What's my call to action here? Get away. I love Grammarly, but I hate their pop-ups. By better understanding cats and leaving these formats behind, you can begin to have a more productive, happier, and beneficial relationship with your furry friend. All right. Okay, so I've got my draft. Now what I like to do is go through and put links in, like just to back up what I'm saying, right? So I'm just going to reread everything and just do a bit of an edit here. So cats are mystical animals. They're capricious, they're capricious, confusing, clever, and conniving. All right, pop culture would have you believe they're capricious, clever, confusing, and conniving. Cat owners, or the people who cats own, who belong to cats in more accurate terms, have struggled for millennia to understand cats and their mysterious appeal to humans. I do want to include one of my favorite Japanese poem about cats. I think it was in the 1100s. Where was it? I saw this amazing Twitter thread about this. It's not a haiku. All right, I'm not going to be able to find it. It was this most amazing thread about this Japanese guy from like the 1100s who had a cat, was like, I'm skeptical about the cat, and then like a month later was like, I'm obsessed with this cat. I would lay down my life for this cat. I wanted to include that. People operate under the misguided belief that cats are evil, that cats can't love, that cats need to be declawed. Let's debunk 4 common cat misconceptions that are actively harming cats and your relationship with them. The empty food bowl misconception, full stop. One of the funniest cat memes on the internet is that cats think they're starving when their bowl full is plenty of food and it's just pushed to the sides. Nobody talks about the true reason. Cats aren't being capricious, lazy, or stupid. They're being sensitive. Cat whiskers are finely tuned instruments of detection, effectively giving them a whole new sense and tons of extra information. All right, cat whiskers, purpose. I want to link to this live science post. According to Live Science. Live Live? I don't know. Unfortunately for them, this also means they get whisker fatigue. When your cat is eating out of the bowl and their whiskers and his whiskers are repeatedly hitting the sides, this can actually be too sensible or even painful for his delicate senses. All right, let's look up whisker fatigue. Whisker fatigue. I don't even remember where I learned that. There we go. Pet MD. Pet MD calls whisker fatigue. Your cat is eating out of a bowl and his whiskers are repeatedly. So eat what they can, the middle, and leave what is literally too painful for them to eat. This myth has fueled many a meme, but cacao is harm to cats because it makes you believe that your cat is being intentionally duplicitous or lazy. They're not. They just have delicate whiskers. Consider a wider bowl putting, let's eat in peace. A spiteful and destructive behavior myth. My cat Astrid started peeing all over the house. Obviously, I was annoyed. Have you ever smelled cat pee? It's nasty. Plus, I was doing everything right. I had 3 litter boxes. I kept them all clean. I made sure she had enough water. But still, she peed. My first thought was that she was punishing me or that she was just doing it to spite me. But on a hunch, I took her to the vet where I found out that she had a urinary tract infection that was causing her to act out. That's a true story, by the way. Cats don't show pain. They hide it because by nature, they try to disguise any vulnerabilities. Instead, cat owners need to look for clues in their behavior. A lot of what we would consider bad or rude behavior is cats telling us they're in pain. The internet prefers to believe that cats have a bad attitude, but they're just bad at telling you they're hurting. Number 3, the myth that cats need to go outside to live happy and fulfilled lives. I cannot type today. I also need to decide if I'm going to do a full stop or not. Full stop. There we go. Full stop. Ugh. Going too fast and then too slow. All right. Cats are domesticated animals, which means they can live perfectly happy and healthy lives indoors. In fact, letting them go outside shortens their lifespan. Cat outside, short lifespan. Shortens their lifespan, contributes to a huge amount of biodiversity loss. Cats. It doesn't provide them with a tremendous amount of benefits. This doesn't even take into consideration the fact that they could be eaten by a coyote or run over by a car. Cat owners believe that cats are bored, so they put them outside to relieve that boredom. Cats are often bored and often need more territory, but instead of putting them outside, both problems have safer alternatives. It's not common knowledge that cats have a 3-dimensional view of their territory. This doesn't mean they have to spread out. It means installing cat trees, cat kings trees for my cats, and spending time with them, as well as providing a diversity of toys can relieve them of their boredom and territorial disputes. The myth stems from the fact that many people believe that cats are only half domesticated. People like to believe this because a lot of cat behavior is so weird to us, and their closest comparison is the dog. Obviously, compared to a dog, every animal is still wild, but cats are just domesticated, or as domesticated as dogs, just in a different way. Putting them outside endangers their life needlessly. Cats are domesticated. The false idea that cats don't love you. Stop. This is a myth perpetrated primarily by the dog person community. Again, when compared to dogs, it might seem like cats don't love humans. They just see us as convenient tuna can openers. Oh, I forgot to finish the sentence. The issue is that this causes the stereotype of ungrateful cat behavior, which in turn can cause misunderstandings and pain for cats. People believe this myth because we have a very ingrained idea of what love looks like, and cat love doesn't need it. Dogs come much closer to it, which is why there's no questioning their love for us. But cats do love us, just not in the way we know how to look for. They love us, they rely on us, they trust us, and they need us. I'm actually going to move this because I think this is a good sentence. Think of how a baby acts. Nobody questions their love for their parents. Babies' love for their parents, even though babies scream, cry, refuse to explain their moods, and produce vile odors. Cats are the same. They love us, they rely on us, they trust us, and they need us. Pet Plan lists 10 common ways cats show they love you. My cats display several that you might recognize. Headbutts, intense eye contact, sleeping on or near you. Cats really do love their owners. You might just have to open your eyes to the way they show it. Cats are one of the most misunderstood animals, not through their own fault, but because they act in ways we don't know how to interpret. This has real ramifications. Declawing them for destructive behavior unless decline is harmful. Unless harmful options are possible, denying them food if their food will still have kibble, even though it's painful for them to finish, or even just questioning if they truly love us. These myths exist in part because the internet loves quirky animal behavior, and because wins. Compared to dogs, their behavior is much less intuitive to grasp. By better understanding cats and leaving these 4 myths behind, you can begin to have a more productive, happier, and beneficial relationship with your furry friend. All right, so that's solid. I want to add another picture to make it a bit more balanced. So let's see. Maybe I'll put in I have a cat Instagram account. I don't know. Astrid and Chumbo. I don't know if y'all know this. So cute. That's my cat napping. Is it allowing Instagram embeds? I thought they did. All right, doesn't look like it. I'm just gonna have to take a screenshot then. See if I can get one of them in their cat tree. Actually, you know what? This is a better picture for my second one, I think. Because it's like, you know. Looking for a picture of my cat in a cat tree. Got it somewhere. All right, I have to wait and get the screenshot of when she's like reaching her little paw in. So cute, like a little goblin. I love her so much. So cute. I'm actually surprised my cat isn't with me right now. Normally she does get really mad if I try to do anything without her. All right. No, that's not where I wanted this one. I wanted this one here. And then I could put this one actually. Well, let's get a better one. I bet I can get a better one. My silly cat being a silly goblin. She's so funny. Will that embed? Please embed. Nope, no embeds. Never mind. No, that's not a picture. Let's try again. There we go. Where is it? I just took it. There it is. I call her my little goblin girl. She is just so goblin-esque. All right, so I just need to come up with a good subtitle. What's a good subtitle? These common misunderstandings. What about them? All right, while I'm thinking on that, I'll go ahead and go back to questions. Where was I? All right, Denizen, how does any type of embed work to your advantage, like GIFs or YouTube videos? So I find it's best to come at this from a perspective of a reader. How would including one of these benefit a reader? Including a GIF or a YouTube video for a reader, it's going to add to their engagement. It might increase their enjoyment. Like I often will cross-post videos and articles that are about the same topic in case, you know, someone comes on my YouTube video and they prefer to read, or someone comes across my Medium article but they prefer to watch. A secondary benefit that you should always consider is that it is a good way to build traffic to other places. If Medium went down tomorrow, God bless they don't, but they could, I will have an existing audience elsewhere on YouTube. Part of that audience is going to come from people who read my Medium articles and, you know, bob over from the video. And vice versa. If YouTube went down tomorrow, I would have some of that audience already on Medium. Other than that, I mean, there's some theories that it increases read time, and if it increases read time, it helps your article. I have not seen any convincing data on that. When I do, I'll change my opinion. But I think for right now, the only real benefits are you create a better, more engaging post for the reader, and you can potentially cross-promote your audiences. Aloha from Honolulu. Aloha, well, I guess just regular hello from Atlanta. Not as exciting. Interesting question from Anurag. Have you considered splitting 4 to 5 lines long in paragraph into 1 to 2 lines for the sake of readability? I personally don't make paragraphs longer than 3 lines. So I guess this comes down to personal preference. When I'm reading, I find it really annoying to go from like bitty paragraph to bitty paragraph. But I mean, that's because I'm used to reading books. And I mean, if we just go to any random, and look at this. These are chunky paragraphs. Oh, there. That's what I'm used to reading. Oh, I forgot I had my microphone over here. And as a result, that's what I'm used to writing. Sorry, bear with me. I know some authors say, sorry, I'm worried that I'm actually making this really bad. Let me know if there's feedback or anything. I know some authors say that you're better off doing 1 to 2 lines. I know others who are like, no, trust your readers, make the paragraphs longer. I can only write what I like to read, and I prefer to read slightly longer, chunkier paragraphs. Yeah, agree with Isabella Wu. I'm obviously a huge fan of Amar's. I've interviewed him and we worked together on a paid Substack. But he has done some very cool stories on Japanese concepts that not only are really interesting and fun to read, but have also gone on to do really well. So there's definitely an audience who's interested in those. Being new to this, can I copy and paste from a Word doc into Medium and then format? Yeah, absolutely. Nothing at all stopping you from doing that. You might have to do some extra formatting. I don't know how well it transfers over, but if that's what you're most comfortable with, I really recommend it. Any sample of a growing blog site with duplicated content on Medium Pub that gets monetized? I mean, I do this with my own website. I cross-post and stuff gets monetized. Like, I can show you a couple examples of articles where I've done that, but I don't have anything more specific than that. How to stay motivated to form habit of writing. This is always a hard one for me because I've never really struggled. I mean, I have struggled to continue writing, but to form a habit of writing, what would I recommend? I think, first of all, aim small. Just sit down for 5 minutes a day and try to write for 5 minutes a day. And then if you love writing, I think a lot of people find that 5 minutes isn't enough. You get an idea in your head, you get excited about it, you start writing more, but you've always got that minimum to fall back on. And then the second piece of advice is that if you've been doing this for a while and you wake up one day and you're like, I can't even face 5 minutes, that's your body and your mind trying to tell you that you're burned out. If you try to force your way through it, you're only going to do more damage to yourself in the long term. If you're really, really, really struggling, take a step back and be like, I don't need to create today. I don't need to produce today. And just enjoy your life and wait for that inspiration to come back to you. I really think that the best writers are those who have lived full, interesting, passionate lives where they pursue what they really care about and they turn that into content that other people can enjoy. What ignited my passion for writing? Was it a book, some other experience? Yeah, so I can vividly remember when I first knew that I wanted to be a writer. I was 8 years old. I was reading this book called The Last of the Really Great Winged Doodles. And I flipped to the back cover and I saw like the little author bio. And that was like the first time that I realized, wait a minute, books don't just pop into existence. Someone writes these. I could write these. And then since then, I've wanted to be a writer. I didn't anticipate pivoting to nonfiction blogging, but it's been something that I've loved and would never change. All right. Yeah, I'm going to come up with a good picture of this, and then I'm going to let you all go because I know you all have busy lives. This is such a funny picture. Maybe I can do better, though. Cats. I always use pexels to find my pictures because it's you can use the horizontal, and that's a really great way of doing it. And it gives you perhaps newer pictures. God. And it also lets you see how much a picture has been used. My rule of thumb is that I only use a picture if it's been seen less than 1 million times. So sometimes you really have to search to find it. Oh my gosh, these cats are so sweet. I'm sorry, I love cats so much. Oh, I really wish I could use that one. Okay, but there's an idea. Let's do cat's computer. Maybe that'll give me some ideas. Wait, what the heck? That's not what I wanted. Where are all the cat pictures? Like this, but it's not what I want. What if I do like angry cat? I could just, oh my God, no, I did not want big cats. I want like, all right, well, this one's pretty good. Okay, here we go. A judgmental looking cat. Only 70,000 views. Let's download this bad boy. All right, 4 myths about cat behavior that harm your relationship with them, and scientific explanations that can help you fix it. All right, we have an article. Let's see if I can just publish this to Tenderly. Cats, pets, animals, science. Oops, not science fiction, science. Relationships. I think a relationship with a cat is still a relationship, right? All right, let's submit this. We're done. We just wrote a story in an hour. I'm actually kind of proud of me and us. I'm proud of us. We did this together. All right, I'll do one last round of Q&A and then I will hold on out. To what extent can you earn by writing informative tech articles and in-depth complicated stuff? Tech is a huge, I'm not even going to call it a niche. It's a huge area. You can probably earn somewhere between not very much and a whole heck of a lot. I have found that my tech articles do fairly well. I've had some that earn, you know, a couple $100. I've had others that earn less. I think the real profitability is that if you can prove that you can write well about complex topics, you will be instantly poached for technical writing. People don't realize that a lot of companies, a lot of tech companies, a lot of like manufacturing companies, they're looking for people who can write well about technical concepts. And if you build your portfolio of that on Medium, you will be poached very quickly because they need people like that. Yeah, actually, Anurag's got a great point there, is that there is a really big audience for that. 600 followers in less than 3 to 4 months is pretty good. I also love Maine Coon. My 2 cats are Maine Coons. Bye, David. I hope you enjoy dinner. What do you think about writing in other language than English on Medium? Yeah, so I think I find this most commonly with Spanish writers. Okay, 2 things. Medium pays based on views, right? Not based on anything else. So if your story doesn't get curated and it gets seen by 1,000 people, you're still going to get money. It's not like you won't get money. It's just harder to get those 1,000 views. But there is a really big audience of people who don't read English or prefer not to read English, prefer to read in other languages. And there's a growing community of writers who are wanting to fill that niche. So I do think that it's both profitable and possible to write in other languages on Medium. You just have to find the community. I think the one I'm thinking of is called Voces. Medium, is that right? Voces. Yeah, Voces en Español. You might not know that I speak Spanish, actually, and I'll post a link in the chat in case this is useful to anyone. But yeah, and secondly, again, Medium is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place to start building a portfolio for your articles. If you write well in any language, people are going to find that and they're going to be like, hey, can I hire you to write stuff like this for me? That's what you want. So I think that's it. I think I'm up to date on questions. So thank you all once again for doing this with me. I love, love, love doing Write With Me lives, and I hope that you enjoyed this and that I answered all your questions. If not, as always, leave them in the comments. I go through my comments every single Monday, answer every single question. So yeah, anything you still want to know, let me know, and I'll get to you on Monday. And until then, happy writing, and I hope everyone has a really, really great weekend. All right, talk to you all soon. Bye.